It's tradition. Da-da-da-da-da!
Charge.
Oh, that is so weak. Baseball's here. We've actually had people want some baseball stuff, so Dustin, give them some baseball stuff.
Baseball stuff. Before we do it, though, don't forget about our Kickstarter campaign for our fantasy football app. Search Fantasy Football University on Kickstarter.
$1. A loose change, man.
$1. $1 from everyone.
29th. Ends April 29th.
One tip for baseball right now that we always like to talk about at this time of year. It is a long season. I bring that up to talk about proven players that are underperforming, players that are hurt. Josh Hamilton, for example.
Oh! Told you so!
Surprise.
I said I was going to tell you so when it happened. Already happened. Sorry, if you own him, you freaking hate me right now.
Reason number 752 why it doesn't make any sense to slide into first base. But he's out 6 to 8 weeks probably, but again, it's a long season. You drafted him hoping that he would do what he was doing before he got hurt. But again, don't go crazy. If you got a DL slot, go ahead and put him in there. If you're liking how your team's looking, you maybe want some help at outfield, maybe you trade for him and put him in your DL slot. You can probably get him super cheap right now. But again, it's a long season. Don't do anything crazy.
I apologize. If you own him.
Let's talk about some waiver wire, some people to take a look at. We got a few people to add in all leagues. First guy's Todd Frazier, third baseman for Cincinnati. I don't understand the lack of love for him. You know, he actually went undrafted in a lot of leagues. He has decent power and somewhat of a shallow position. Only owned in about 60% of leagues. Off to a hot start. I say pick him up.
Jose Valverde. I guess I gotta bring it up. He's the closer. Parnell's done. He's the closer. Let's see what the old man's got left in the tank. I mean, this is why we say you get the elite closers and then you kind of wait and just grab guys at the end and pick up off waiver wire. He might be a guy, if he's available, you avoided saves, snag him, see what he does. But he's got the job rest of the year unless he pitches terribly.
The old man. Melky Cabrera is the next guy. You know, he got busted for performance-enhancing drugs. Wasn't the same last year. He was battling injuries, wasn't playing well. But he is a legitimate candidate for winning the batting title. You know, he was batting real close to 350, you know, before, I think that was right when his steroid stuff or whatever popped up. He is a legitimate candidate for being, you know, winning the batting title. Off to a scorching hot start. Only owned in about 60-65% of leagues right now. You know, especially in leagues that might be, you know, more than 5x5 where you get to count singles and all that type of stuff. You know, he's a guy that has a lot of value.
All right, let's take a look at some ads in the deeper leagues, and I'm going to start off. I'm going to skip these other guys. Start off with a guy that I love. Dustin had way down the list. Anthony Rendon. My goodness, is this kid playing well? Zimmerman might be losing the job. Even whenever he's back, I think eventually he's going to be moving to first base. Rendon was a high prospect. What did he have, Dustin?
Pedigree.
Love pedigree because eventually it comes to fruition. I think this might be the year. I think the Nationals are going to have a monster season. I think he's going to be a big part of it. I like him. If you need any help, up the middle.
My next guy, Trevor Plouffe, another third baseman that I feel like isn't quite getting enough love. He's had some stretches. Now, he has been a little bit inconsistent. His average hasn't been the best. But he's still young enough to where I think he can put it together. He's a guy that I think needs to get more attention than he's getting in the fantasy world right now.
All right, next guy I'm going to be talking about is D. Gordon. A lot of hype went into D. Gordon at the start of the year. I think he ended up with a decent little run there when he was out in Australia, and he really hasn't been playing well since he's been back in the States. But as Dustin said in the opening, don't panic too much too yet. He certainly has a high prospect, a high ceiling. He's only 25 years old. A lot of people have been dropping him. If you need some help at second, short, might be a good guy to grab.
Charlie Blackmon's the next guy I wanted to talk about. Yeah, this is the guy we had on our deep sleeper list, and
nobody else did.
You know, we were a little scared having him on there because he was technically their fourth outfielder. But
that's why nobody else did.
The thing was, you know, some of those guys are kind of injury prone, and we felt he had a chance of winning a job even if all those guys stayed healthy, and this is why, because he is on fire. They are going to have to find a way to for him to get some at bats, and they will find a way for him to get some at bats. And I think he could definitely have a solid year.
I think so, but if you own him and you can deal him, and again, another little tip: when guys that are really, really hot playing unbelievably, and you can deal them for studs that aren't playing as great, might be not bad for them. Like Brandon Belt, I love Brandon Belt, but if you can get like a first, second rounder for him, go ahead and deal him right now.
Brandon Belt, amazing.
He is amazing.
Is your list done?
My list is done. You got somebody to keep an eye on.
Adam.
You done?
Adam Ottavino, relief pitcher for Colorado. It's a mess out there. You got Brothers, you got Hawkins, but I think this kid has enough to maybe even take them over. He has been amazing so far. He was solid in the minors. He was solid in his limited time in the big so far. I think it's kind of a three-headed monster out there right now as far as who's going to be closing for them. But I think could be a sneaky pickup. And at the very least, you have a decent middle reliever type setup man guy on your team to get you some innings.
You done? Because I'm not done. I got one more for you. Jim Johnson sucks. We called him a bust. He's already going to be losing the closer job. Ryan Cook, we feel's next in line. Jim Johnson, today, on April the 9th, there wasn't a save opportunity, but they said if there was no chance they're putting him in because he's garbage. We told you he was garbage. Get Ryan Cook.
See, that's why you should go in order so you don't lose.
I know, but I wanted to talk about Andrew Rendon, and then
See, there's
always got to be
a
Dustin's
method.
way.
There's a method.
You know he's not.
You know
always
what?
Right.
Because my way, you wouldn't have missed somebody and had to go back to talk about
Oh,
it.
that was terrible. I'm throwing another one.
That's our baseball show. If you got any questions, post them in our forums for baseball. We'll get in there. That's 0 for 2.
Those were both good, the last two. They looked good on the thing. On that. Yeah! What?
If you like what you saw, then check out some of our other videos and subscribe to our channel.